Our mission is to inspire people from every background to connect to Czech and Slovak history and culture.
We are a museum that celebrates life.
Czech life.
Slovak life.
American life.
We are a museum that encourages self-discovery.
A museum that asks what it means to be free.
Through extraordinary exhibitions and experiences,
we tell stories of freedom and identity,
family and community,
human rights and dignity.
Our stories connect yesterday with today
and tomorrow.
I'm Angie Canese. I'm a junior at Prairie and Iowa Big.
Iowa Big is a initiative-based high school where students from 4 different districts come together and work with each other on student-led teams with partners.
My name's David May. I'm a junior here at Metro High School.
The STEAM Academy is a program that we started here at Metro High School. Focus is what you hear around the state about science, technology, engineering, arts, math.
Museums have evolved from historical times. We've seen now that museums are for everyone. Museums today are critical education centerpieces within a community for people of all ages. History many times is forgotten in our culture and in our education system, and it's probably not the most exciting topic for some students. We're bringing to life what education should be.
The Revolution Starts in the Streets project was born out of a brainstorming. We wanted to honor the 30th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, but in a very exciting and participatory way.
When Sarah came to us, she said, I have this crazy idea.
Conversation started around the Berlin Wall and what if we built one? And we've done crazy things like that before with Metro High School and Iowa Big.
All of us thought the same thing at the time. Well, how could we make that happen?
The idea just kept growing and growing, and then we ended up with what we have now, which is building a Berlin Wall replica, and we're going to have 6 incredible artists come and paint it with our public and our community and have real conversations about freedom of expression and protest.
But we took the challenge and we presented it to a group of students, and we started talking about how would we problem solve our way through this.
For the most part, the project that Big is doing is the marketing aspect of the Berlin Wall larger exhibit.
Let me introduce SLON. SLON recently became known in our lives because they are an activist for street art and they really like to start conversations around the community. SLON is love, hope, conflict, community, and they are all around us. I am SLON and so are you. We wanted to do guerrilla marketing and actually do what street artists do, so we got a lot of our ideas from Banksy.
I kind of got brought in when we decided to do the element of pitching to businesses. So when the students decided that they wanted to kind of push their SLON initiative to local community businesses, that's when I kind of got involved. Definitely any questions that you have as a business owner is really helpful for them.
So our Instagram is on there and we're going around to businesses and just placing them, trying to get the elephant image out there as much as possible. SLON is language. Their identity we are trying to keep a secret as long as possible to build and create suspense. This is SLON's Instagram that we've created. It is a base for tagging people and tagging businesses such as yourself. Recently, we're trying to build followers to have this Instagram stand on its own. You'd be joining us and being a part of an active conversation in the community. We are going to bring people to Czech Village, and since one of your core values of business is community, this project will solely be based around that.
Good job.
Good job. Thank you.
It's an alternative high school. A majority of the students that actually go here are at risk of dropping out or not graduating for various reasons. So Metro is like a lifeline. It's largely because of the teachers we have. They're super caring, and I think that's largely what it is. Students can come here and feel like they actually matter, as opposed to hey, you're in school, turn to page 45 and write it down 5 pages. What do you think? Do I have a future in EFIS application?
You're there. So you're natural, huh? Me or him? You, both of you.
We're at Metro right now, painting on these mock walls. So I have never been to Metro. They're way more creative than I am. Working with them has helped us a lot and create branding and ideas for our stuff.
I helped start the Metro STEAM Academy when I worked there 3 years ago. For both the Metro students and the Big students, working with and meeting and developing relationships with each other was really one of the most valuable parts of this project. But what is really amazing is that the National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library has brought these 2 schools together for such an amazing project.
That looks so good.
I pride myself quite a bit on the relationships that I've built with the students on this project. I think the most valuable thing about that relationship is that it doesn't come from a place of authority. When they look to me, they see a partner that they are responsible for working with, but they don't see a teacher. I don't give a grade at the end of this. My role is education, and they know that when I'm constantly teaching them. At the end of the day, I'm also talking to them about rap music, and they're making fun of me because I'm getting the lyrics wrong to a Post Malone song. Give me a sun. Give me a flower. Sunflower. I think the balance that I've been able to keep between a professional partner and someone that they can be silly with, I think that's incredibly important to the trust that we build with these students.
You know, I think that programs like Iowa Big and Metro are really important. Both programs are really trying to figure out how students fit into the future. This particular project kind of does that well. It's not about remembering facts or taking tests. It's really about like learning how things connect and figuring out ways that students can find their place in the community.
Today we have our foreman from Dale in Washington, Iowa, and we're working on cutting it to the shape we need. We decided that would be the best way to do it because then we could do it like in shop, I guess. We just began. We don't really have it settled yet, so we're wire cutting in order to get ourselves angles, more surface area to glue panels together. So I believe it's a 45 is what we went with, so that we can use the 45-degree angles and like alternate it every other panel and have them glued together.
Once you get within a tenth, I'll start beeping. Just keep bringing it down. 2, 3. So that'll be your grade, right there. So, yep.
I was so overwhelmed because it's like an idea and now it's a hole in the ground, like a very big hole in the ground. It's so overwhelming.
I'm just trying not to throw it on you.
I'm going to start kicking it underneath and I think we're going to be just fine. Don't worry about me, I get dirty all day.
I'm okay to get dirty too.
To take such a big, audacious goal like building the Berlin Wall on the property of the museum and then actually seeing that come to fruition, that's exciting.
I just kept waiting for someone to pull the plug on this project, I'm not gonna lie. Like at one point, someone from the city was gonna be like, no, you can't do that. Or someone from the museum was gonna be like, no, we can't do this anymore. And so I think I've just been living in that denial this entire time. And then today, when the hole got dug, I was like, oh wow, it actually happened.
That bottom bubble is what I'm looking at. We need to bring it back to the middle so the top needs to go. You know, I think the partnerships have been pivotal for a lot of these kids. I know I put myself in their shoes when I was in high school.
This side needs to come towards you.
Here's our problem. We don't have anything over here.
Oh, so
shoveling. You saw a lot of those kids kind of come to life and want to get involved with their hands. And that for me was formative in that I've been there and I needed that at that point in my high school career.
I'm just completely blown away by what I've seen so far today. This wall has led to deeper conversation around just concepts of walls. The National Czech Slovak Museum has been a great partner to Big and Metro. I just appreciate the museum's passion around engaging our students in really meaningful and authentic ways. And even beyond the museum, I see partners here from Built by Pros, for example, so it really does start to branch out into a pretty amazing community event as it all gets underway.
Destined to building the whole wall in one day. So
what?
When I first started today, I'm like, okay, we're gonna get about halfway done, and then she looks at me and she's like, No, I don't think so.
What about the whole thing?
Have we considered the whole thing?
Have we thought about just doing it all in one day?
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, the whole idea and just the breakable component of it.
Yeah. It was a challenge. I mean, when the architects first heard about it, they were like, what?
Be scared, mister.
We've been out here a couple days. In our first day, we got over half the wall done, so that's pretty great. I mean, it's been going pretty smoothly. Guys are fun to work with. Personally, I really like it because it's cool to see it all come together.
So let me introduce you to our artist Sloan. Sloan recently became known in our lives because they are an activist for street art and they like to start conversations around the community.
We can also show, so Metro came and brought some of the things that they've been producing.
Yeah.
So that's the other great thing about this project is we got these two different project-based learning programs to interact a little bit more than they had in the past. And so Iowa Big is placing orders for these things through Metro. So Metro will be doing the production and Iowa Big did kind of the concept.
The students come, put it up, and remove the sticker.
Yep.
And that's all at no cost to the business owner.
No. Yeah.
We hired an assistant and they were already involved with the project, and she came up to me one day and said, hey, I've got this crazy idea. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. We do a lot of K-12 work and a lot of work with students. So we decided to take the project on. We could bring a few things to the table, help introduce a few folks, get the ball rolling in a few areas to really make this happen. Newman Munson's role on this project has really been kind of helping facilitate the process with the students. For instance, we've helped them kind of plan a schedule. We've helped connect them with structural engineers to test the wall for stability. We've helped them identify materials. And then we've also just have enough connections in the field, the construction field, to actually make connections.
I wanted to create a mural that had like an elephant breaking through a wall. So I came up with the design and we met with Paco, and he really loved the design that I had of the elephant, so he created a stencil of it, and here we are.
I think that I am a part of a revolution. I think every student is a part of the revolution of education. To speak up is such a brave thing to do, and CSML is definitely a part of the revolution.
I don't know if you guys know what my main motivation behind this project was from the very beginning. Would you guys want to guess why I said we should build a Berlin Wall and why I wanted to do it with a bunch of high school students? You are awesome. That is definitely part of it, but do you know why else? The learning, specifically one very important lesson. Young people were capable of so much in the past, and you guys are always going to be capable of the same things, in the same voice, the same communication, the same freedom of expression. So I think even if you don't remember the names of Havel or the people that made it happen, I want you to remember that you can make similar things happen.
What we're doing at the museum is creating a platform for people to speak up about whatever they want to speak up about. It could be the gender pay gap. It could be freedom of expression. Whatever you're passionate about can come through from this project. Anybody could change education. Speaking up for what you believe in and getting everyone involved is definitely going to get the education system to change, because they can't take down all of us at once.